Let's get it on then, shall we? Mwah. Welcome to Sex on the Peach, your weekly hump day dose of everyone's favourite untalked about topic, sex. Let's get honest, let's get open, let's get comfortable, and let's get into this week's show. Happy hump day, Merry Christmas, and welcome to the Christmas Confessional, the season 1 finale of Sex on the Peach. I'm your host, Peach, and today will be the last episode before I take a short break from the podcast. And so I want to take a minute to say a huge thank you to everyone who has tuned in with me, whether it be for one episode or all 15. And I want to say an extra special thank you to Devika Joshi, Katie Faye Morehouse, Kaylee McKnight, Kush Khanna, Duncan Burt, Natasha Barnes, and Sam Cassidy for your openness and honesty that you brought to our conversations. I am so grateful that you were willing to share your experiences with me on this first season, and I'm thrilled to have had you as my guests. It took me a long time to actually set up this podcast, even though I had wanted to for such a long time. And it hasn't always been easy. As a female and vulva owner speaking candidly about sex, even in 2022, I still come up against it relentlessly. But I'm so glad I did it anyway, and I am beyond grateful for all of the support that has come the podcast and my way. I hope that I can continue to bring it for you all for all seasons to come. Now, we all know that I love to teach sex. I love to learn about sex. I love to talk about sex. But I also love to laugh about sex. And that's what we'll be doing today. So, if you came here for the information or the education, it's time to switch off now. Today's episode is a Christmas orgy of stories, confessions, questions, and fun. I'm joined by two of my best friends and previous guests, Devika Joshi and Katie Faye Morehouse. But every guest from season 1 will also be making an appearance throughout. I have to clarify that the confessions read out by those guests are not their own personal confessions, but ones we have been sent in by other people, just to clear up any confusion. Today is not to be taken too seriously, but if you feel like coming along for the ride, buckle up, because here we go. Forgive me, Father Christmas, for I have sinned. Ladies, thank you so much for joining me today for the season finale of Sex on the Peach.
What an honour.
Thank you for having us. Yay!
We've got Dev and Katie back for the Christmas confessional because, as we know, I fucking love being in confession, as mentioned in my episode with Dev from the convent. Okay, so today we are here. It's a free-for-all. It's confessions, it's stories, it's whatever question you felt like sending in, and some very niche would you rathers. We're sending you off for Christmas with just a good orgy of nonsense. So, girls, how do you feel?
I'm here for it.
I'm a little nervous. I'm scared. I don't think I have very much to contribute, so I'm excited to offer as much as I can.
I kind of feel like things are going to take me by surprise. I think just what I've not thought of anything. I'm just thinking, let's just see what rolls off the tongue when people say their stories, and then something will just pop into my head.
I've told people it's no holds barred, and well, I'm going to follow through on my word. Okay, so listen, we've all got a drink. We're ready to go. Cheers. Merry fucking Christmas.
Chin chin.
we're just going to crack on with the confessions. We've got some lovely little appearances from other members of the first season. Who do I think I am? Grey's Anatomy. But I think Katie's going to kick us off with this first confession.
How exciting. Right. Okay. So the first confession is, slept with a very douchey rugby player who overcompensated a bit with his condom size, and it came off inside me, and he had to get all Operation Game and go digging around inside me to find it. Right, sorry, but why can I not remove the image of this man going in with tweezers?
Oh, no.
Oh, everything hurts. I can't.
Like, literally, my vagina was just gone.
Why did he have to do it? Could she not have done it?
Honestly, I actually think I would have had to have sent someone in foraging for that, because I don't think I'd have been able to go in.
Foraging?
I've had someone had to fish a condom out of me before.
Oh my God. Okay, as for context, I only use condoms for like 3 months and then switched to using the coil. So like I have limited experience with this.
It hasn't happened for a long time, but it was very quick. I was actually quite like impressed with the person's like efficiency, because it was nowhere to be seen. And he was like, hang on. And it was more like the feeling of just lying on my bed with like legs akimbo. Like,
sorry. Why do I just have this imagery of like someone literally going like diving? Like,
it's not the sexiest moment of anyone's life. This is actually completely irrelevant, but legs akimbo is normally attached to a story. That one time, and it's fine. I mean, I was young and I didn't really understand what was happening, but I used to have sex with this guy, and he would like stop mid-session, mid-penetration, and just go for a walk.
No.
No. Where would he walk?
Just like around the room. Or like into the kitchen. I don't know. And like now I understand that. I think it was like a prolonging technique, and I was like young and I think too uncomfortable to ask.
Yeah.
But legs akimbo makes me think of that, because whenever I have spoken about this in the past, I'm always like, I didn't know what to do, because I was like, should I just lie here, legs akimbo, and wait for him to re-enter?
Sure.
Or should I close my legs and read a book for a little bit?
You should have gone for a walk together. You could have just like walked together.
Had a snack.
But I think now I understand it was like a thing to do to sort of prolong. Which
it was an intermission.
That is really quite considerate of him, especially early doors. I mean, niche too, but you know.
I just wish he told me that's what he was doing, so that I wasn't, because I mean, I feel like I was maybe 19, 20 and I was like, I don't know what to do.
It's an intermission. You need a break to like go pee or get
100%. 100%. I just wish I knew and understood that that's what was happening, rather than just sort of lying there like legs spread, or I don't know, whatever position we were in.
Legs spread make you sound like Lurpak.
Wait, hang on.
On all fours, like,
yeah, that's what I'm picturing.
Do I just stay here and wait, or break?
Because I don't think I would have the knee strength for that. They'd start to hurt after a while.
So listen, whether someone's going for a little wander or having a condom fished out, sometimes it's legs akimbo, gals.
Legs akimbo.
Legs akimbo.
The sexiest moments of our lives. Okay, so I'm going to play a voice note from our first guest. She's actually going to do 2 stories for us. So I'll play the first one now. Let's see how we go.
Had a first date with a really hot lawyer. Good for you. Halfway through dinner, she told me she likes to be dominated. Fair. I walked her home, and when we got to her apartment door, she dropped to her knees and said, "Tell me what to do, Daddy." To which I replied, "Call me a cab." The word daddy was just too much. I mean, each to their own, friends. Each to their own. But I very much enjoyed that response. That was perfect. Love it.
So that was the gorge Kaylee McKnight with her first confession. Obviously, it's not hers, it's someone else's, of the evening. I know whose confession that is, and they do have children. So I think maybe the word daddy was just not ideal.
I mean, bold.
As Kaylee said, each to their own. Call me a cab. It's savage.
Oh no.
Also, like, fancy. Surely it's order me an Uber.
No, it's get me a black cab.
I know. If I am daddy, you will get me a black cab. It's giving those vibes.
You will pay top whack for my journey home.
I'm just impressed that you'd go straight in with daddy. I feel like I would try to tease it a little bit beforehand to see if they're into that.
I would definitely have to do some digging around to find out. Why is this episode all about digging?
We love it. We love
Why wherever we go in, we need a shovel.
That's literally this episode's going to just be one big dig in a hole for me, probably.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I would definitely have to sort of figure out whether the guy was going to be into me. I'm not against that. I think I'd kind of be like, yeah, I could call you daddy if you want it, but
But I guess, like, how do you figure that out? Like, on a date, do you start to, like, slip that in conversation? Like, okay, for context, I've never slept with someone I wasn't in a relationship with, so I know what they like. Like, how do you do that on a first date? Like, how do you test the waters for if they
mid mojito? Oh, daddy. I can't say it without it being not in an American accent. I feel like
yeah.
I feel like doing it like, oh, daddy. It's just
daddy.
But maybe when you're paying for the bill, just like, do you have this, daddy? No.
It does sound so much better in your accent, though.
Daddy.
But I call my actual dad daddy, which apparently is my ick.
But also, like, isn't it mad that one word turned everything? Because if that person had just said, tell me what to do, that whole event could have ended so differently.
Yeah.
So, like, it's like insane, like the sort of triggers and I guess icks that we have in our heads that can turn something on a dime. Do you have any icks where you're like, nope?
Well, I mean, mine apparently is, as in people's ick for me, is that I refer to my dad as daddy and I'm 29 years old.
Because it's been so sexualized.
Yeah.
That's why.
Yeah.
I don't like that I'm of an age now where I go out for dinner with my dad and people aren't sure if I'm his daughter or his girlfriend.
No, that is concerning. I get that with my brother all the time. That's been a thing since day one. Wherever we go, it's always like, oh, this is your boyfriend. I'm like, ew, no. Are you joking?
I have an ick. Mine is very specific. I will hate you both as a partner and a person if you have no seasoning in your house. Like,
that is
just
so
can't.
true.
It's so specific, but I'm like, it just says so much about you and our incompatibility as humans if there is no seasoning. Like, anything beyond salt and pepper, if you don't have anything else, I'm done. I'm out.
Do you know what a massive ick for me is? You know, like the bottom of beds.
Yeah.
If that's bare.
I'm familiar.
If that's bare, if you've not got like, so either you can have a nice bed, which is fine. It's got like the underneath, yeah, fine. But then if you've got the bottom of a bed, which has got that weird, horrible granny pattern on, and you've not got like a bed cover on that matches your bedding, no, it's a no for me.
Hang on, so you want like if someone doesn't have like a throw on their bed?
Right? No, you know the underneath bit. It's like kind of like the skirting
don't know
of a
what
bed.
you're talking about. Aren't beds all off the floor? Oh, like as in a bed that is to the floor.
A block bed, you know, like there's two blocks that you put together. And then when you put them together, sometimes they've got this, you know, this weird pattern on.
This is so
you don't know what I'm on about.
specific.
How often has this happened to you that it's become...
As in, like, you need like the duvet to be over it, or like a what?
No, you can buy like a special thing. It's called something. My mum
Have you gotten more northern in the space of this answer?
I'm just thinking about it now. Maybe that's where I come into contact with this sort of problem.
In the north?
In the north.
Hang on.
Everyone has sketty beds.
So if you went home with someone and they had like a bed
that I have to be honest, I still don't understand the concept of this bed situation.
Look, right, I just like people to have a nice bed. I think we'll go with that. All right. So they have to have nice bedding. It can't be old. If I see it and it looks scratty and old,
Would you leave?
I think I might, yeah.
Okay.
If I can smell it. I mean, like when you smell that old bed smell. Boys have this really bad smell anyway.
Random thing.
But I don't think that that's like an ick. I think that's like a huge red flag. If your bed smells bad,
Sorry. If you could say boys smell anyway, like I would say just hygiene in general for me is an ick. So what do you mean? Boys just smell
bad?
bad?
You know that boy
Sorry
smell
to all the
after
men
they've
out
been...
there.
Sorry, yeah, I know that was a rogue answer of me. No, but you know that that smell that men sort of have after a night of sleep. I think there's a very specific. I think there's a very specific male smell. It's quite oily.
This, honestly, I don't know where this conversation is going, but this is not what I expected.
Basically, Katie has a heightened sense of smell.
No, I do have a really strong sense of smell.
Katie thinks men and penis odor smell oily in the mornings, and she needs a nice bed with not old bedding, just for anyone out there.
The White
listening.
Company or other similar brands bedding and some nice diffusers.
That is your main ick. If you were going to like talk about someone going home with someone, that is your ick. Are you for real?
The bed is where we are going to be navigating around the most, and it needs to be a nice space.
Okay.
That's nice. I like that.
No, like a nice diffuser. I just don't think I'm asking for too much.
But maybe that would be like a green flag instead of like a red flag or an ick. It's like if they have a really nice bed set up, I'm more interested.
Right, okay, don't get me wrong. If I like everything else about them, chances are I might have sex in said bed if it isn't in pristine condition. But the point I would like to make is that I would not be happy about it. That was a lot longer than it needed to be.
I feel like I know you so much better now, and I'm very grateful.
I'm so glad that we've made that development in our relationship.
My ick is, I mean, I have like the Instagram ick, but that's not really what we're talking about at the minute. So my ick is awkward because the ick comes once I'm already having sex with them. If I can tell that someone is, which has happened, it's like they're having sex, like they've seen it in movies and they're like, if I have sex with this person like this, it's going to make them fall in love with me. And I can like tell when people are doing that. And I'm like,
can I guess which one you're talking about from previous stories?
Well, not publicly.
No, I don't know the person's name. Oh God, there's two. No, I don't even remember their name. I remember that.
She was literally about to be like, no, I can't guess the name. There's way too many.
There's too many. I couldn't possibly. I don't have a spreadsheet.
1 second, let me get my scroll out.
Just flick through the iPad.
Case 347.
I was gonna guess the specific thing that you're like, one of the things you're referring to, like a specific move. Is it the face cradling?
The face cradling. I can't. Not the face. Get your hands off my face. Put them on my neck.
But that's so intimate.
I do. I try and move the hand from the face to the neck because this is my whole thing about why the podcast is a collaboration, not a performance, because I'm like, who are you performing for? I don't think you're even paying attention. Like, I think you think this is what women want. And I'm like, this is not what I want. So
it's the performance face though as well. They usually have
the performance face. It's giving Westlife getting off the stool at the time of the key change in the song. You know what I mean?
It's the cradle and the schmize all in one, and it's a bit overwhelming.
It's the smize into the distance, which is weird because you're also looking into my eyes. So
I had a similar
into your soul.
I had a similar one where, and we weren't having sex, we were just making out, but it was at the hospital club and I was on like a second date. And we like walked downstairs in the exit, the staircase, whatever. And he like tried to lift me up and like couldn't quite lift me and was like dropping me while we're kissing, but like had committed to the lift. So it was like this weird like stumbling, and I'm like, please just let me go. Like, this isn't working for anyone. I'm not turned on by this. You're dropping me. But he was like, no, this is happening, because I think he thought that was hot. and it clearly wasn't.
Exactly. Just admit it's awkward and just move
on.
Move on.
Okay. Dev, do you want to throw us
Okay.
the first confession?
I am so ready. I fucked in a theater dressing room, brackets, not mine, and left handprints on their mirror. Oops.
Was it with someone else in the car? I know this isn't your confession, so you might not know the context, but I know you know who this is.
Yeah, I do know who this is, and it was someone else in the cast. And
Okay.
I think it might have been a secret. So it was all just very
Also, dodgy
sexy.
to leave handprints because, you know, forensics can figure out that was you, darling.
Imagine getting in with your little brush and your powder.
I love that you think there's a
Flipping it out.
scenario.
When the FBI come
Why are the FBI coming
Like-
in
They're coming to investigate.
Can I just get everyone's fingerprints, please?
to the stage? I just need to quickly.
You're both looking at me and I know
I'm
why.
so excited. I am so excited. Here we fucking go.
No. Listen, they're both looking at me because they know the story that's coming. Okay. So when I was much younger, I was on tour. The thing is, anyone in the industry who has known me for a long time is going to be able to figure out who this was and when this happened. So I'm really like throwing myself for a loop here. Anyway, it's happening. So yes, we were on tour and my other half was in the cast. Now, the person who he understudied was not that nice. So every time that my partner was on and the lead person, who again was not very nice, was not there, we would have sex in this person's dressing room.
I actually can't believe this.
Does this person know, or like will they find out?
They won't
Okay.
find out. And
Well, they might if they're
they won't be
tuning in. If
tuning
you're
in. We would have sex in their dressing room and rub a little bit of semen on their chest.
How much semen are we talking about
No,
here?
listen, a fingertip, if you will. Just a tiny little
Little X
gift.
marks the spot.
Just a little gift from us to you. Listen, was the person a dickhead? Yes. Was I trash? Yes. Was I very young and stupid? Yes. Would I do it again tomorrow? Also, yes. So I'd like to say we live and learn, but I would probably do it again. I'm joking. So that is the story. So also to all of those who came after that tour in that venue, whoever sat in those chairs, from me and him, I apologize.
Many apologies.
Honestly, I'm every time. I mean, we've heard the story a few times privately, and it just gets better.
But why? What were we thinking? Why were we like, do you know what? That's going to be our thing.
But I like that that's your form of revenge. Like, you could have done anything. You're like, no.
Even as
Fingertip
like,
of semen.
even as essentially a teen, I was like, do you know what the best revenge is? Sex.
You're like, the best revenge is where I get sex.
So listen, it's true. I'm trash. I should get in the bin, not the recycling. I shouldn't be coming back and behaving like that. So it's
Well,
true.
you're not the only one, because the confessionee said the same thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Bet there's loads. I bet
there's
you've probably mixed it in
loads.
with a load of other people's semen.
I just look back at so many things I've done and go, why?
That's what life is for.
That's what life is for. Right, Katie, let's go in with your next confession, I think.
Okay. Had a sexy weekend away in a hotel with lots of toys, etc. Tried out a gag ball and latex mask. Everything was amazing until I took the mask off. My makeup had smeared all over my face and I'd forgotten my makeup wipes. We went out for dinner with me looking like a member of Kiss.
Why didn't you just wash your face?
No, like, is there not a way around that?
But I'm also thrilled about the weekend. Sounds like a great time. Like, absolutely thrilled for you.
I just sacked off dinner and got a takeaway. And
Yeah,
kept
that's what I
going.
would have done.
Right, it's
If
giving...
you're that embarrassed,
It's
yeah.
giving Ross and Rachel with the Sharpie on the face.
I'm trying to think of how bad it would be that you would just continue.
I also am like, listen, if your partner is like, let's just fucking go out and you can look like that and we're going to own it, I'd be about
What a
it.
relationship.
What?
Yeah.
I'd be like, yeah.
I hope you're married.
Yeah. Bravo.
I hope they're a lifer. Because I'm here for that kind of energy. Like, yeah, let's just go out with your fucking sex face, babe. Because I mean,
yeah.
I've done sex hair. I mean, sometimes I've gone out and not realised the back of my hair is a fucking bird's nest. But the sex face, I'm here for it. Nice work.
Yeah, congrats.
Yeah, be proud. Wear it like a badge of honor.
Someone sent this. Obviously, they've all been sent in, but someone sent me this. It says, "Oh, honey, so many disasters. Stepdad walked in mid-wank, fractured a cheekbone, slipping on a well-lubed and used dildo, broke my back. I shouldn't have sex."
Wait, was that all one interaction?
I don't think so. Oh, mate.
I really, really hope not, because that is very unfortunate.
No.
I figured they were like multiple instances.
That's like some sort of Tom and Jerry like escapade, if that's what's happened in one session.
It sounded like it was like a chain of events. I mean,
It actually could be. I didn't think of it like that. We're going to need clarification from whoever sent that one in. However, that's unfortunate, but you should keep having sex. Don't worry. It won't always be like that.
I have way too many. Like, actually, funnily enough, I do have one today.
From literally today.
From literally earlier on today.
Pray tell.
So I've brought the guy that I'm seeing home for the first time.
Also, he has sent in a confession. I wonder if it's one of the ones we've done so far. What if that was him?
Does he have a stepdad?
No, he doesn't have a stepdad, so that's okay. It's not him.
Okay, yes. So we know that one of the confessions in here somewhere is from the guy that Katie is currently seeing. Anyway, continue on.
So he's here with me right now. And earlier on today, I looked out of the window and I saw that none of the cars were here. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. Because last night we'd been respectful of the
quiet
space around us. Yeah. So I boldly went downstairs, completely stark as naked, and said, it's a real shame that you're so focused on your work, because we've actually got the house to ourselves. And he literally went, fuck it, slammed the laptop shut. It was a very dramatic moment. We ran up the stairs, got going. Obviously, not a care in the world. Halfway through, my brother's Sonos comes on and starts playing very loud music. Now, we just both looked at each other and was like, oh. Now, in my head, I thought, we've been going at this for a while. So, like, what has he been doing down? First off, what has he been doing down there thus far? I was like, why is it only just come on now? But we sort of thought, oh, well, we've started now. We've got to finish. For the sake of the tape, I won't name and shame. So we'll call him Stephen. Stephen then goes, oh, but I was really trying to make a good impression. I was like, look, we'll rectify that later. But right now, we've got a job to do. So we finished up. We went and got in the shower. And my brother was out on the landing drying his hair. So I just poked my head out the door and I was like, I can only apologise for any trauma that I may have caused you. In my defence, I didn't think that you were in. I realised actually that he'd taken his car for a service and that was why his car wasn't here. So yeah, we managed to get to the bottom of the story. And he just looked at me and went, just pretend that nothing's happened and we'll all move swiftly on. I was like, okay.
Sorry, Katie's brother, but listen, she's having sex.
He then walked down the stairs and went, it's natural. And he just went, welcome to the family, Stephen.
Oh, that's so sweet. Well, it would have been nicer if he'd played like ambient music out of the Sonos, right?
Yeah, he could have played like some nice like sex music for you both.
From downstairs. No, it was full on gangster rap.
Stop. No, it was.
No, come on.
I swear to God. All the time. And it was just full on like boom, boom, boom. Like the bass was going off.
Well, welcome to the family, Stephen. Not Stephen.
Stephen, not Stephen.
Brilliant work. Okay, I'm going in with Kaylee's second voice note. Are we ready?
Okay, I'm going in blind for this, Peach, because I thought, you know what, I'm going to surprise myself. So here we go. On holiday, sharing a twin room with my best mate. Heard him come back as I'm lying asleep in bed. Then heard a girl's voice, and by the time they started to get down to it, I'd already committed myself to being asleep. As they talked, I realised it wasn't, in fact, my male friend, but was a girl mate with a guy, and I had to then listen as her anal virginity was taken. Breakfast the next day was interesting. Wow. That's like next levels of friendship right there. I really hope she straight up was like, I heard everything. That's brilliant.
Gosh, Well,
oh my, wait, how many friends were on this holiday?
well, who knows? I'm presuming it was like a group holiday. Listen,
I know who this belongs to. So this was a group holiday.
Is it Steven? Is it?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
is this the one? Is this the confession?
I'm so happy.
The part about it is that it was Stephen's sister's friend.
He had to listen. Oh God! I mean, no one would have heard my anal virginity being taken because I blacked out. So it would have been silent.
But to be fair, okay, listen, I've been in this situation before where like I was young and I was at a house party and I passed out in a room and I heard the door open and I'm asleep but I'm kind of like conscious and I can hear people walk in, and my female friend was with a male friend of mine and she said, "Oh no, we can't hook up in here because Dev's here." And then he said, well, where is she? And then she pointed to me. I was on the bed. She's like, "Look, she's over there. She's asleep." And then he went, "Well, how asleep is she?" And I was like, "What am I going to do? What am I going to do?" Because if they, I'm like, I've already committed to being asleep. So I can't just like randomly wake up. So I just like covered myself and prayed. And luckily they went on, they moved on. But I was like, if they come in here, I'm stuck. I can't.
Listen, we know I love having sex in rooms full of people. So.
No, I honestly don't know how you don't get stage fright.
This is not foreign behavior to me. I mean, listen, like I said, my anal virginity, I blacked out. So there would have been no sound to be had. But again, I was in a cast and me and someone in the cast were like hooking up. I mean, there were like 8 people in the room asleep. But my poor friend Ben, he's not even going to care I mentioned his name, was not even a foot away from me.
Ben.
And the next day he was like relaying things to me that I had said.
Stop. What, like sexy talk?
Yeah, babe. Yeah. What are you going to do? I'm trash. I'm open about it. And what?
It's not trash. It's commitment.
I just didn't care. That is my issue. In the moment, I'm like, I don't care. It's happening.
But I can imagine it's like quite hot to have everyone around. No?
No, I don't think I don't even think I thought about that. It wasn't hot or not hot. It was just, we are having sex now.
It was just necessary.
Yeah. So whatever the circumstances are is irrelevant. We did actually move to the bathroom eventually.
Oh, great.
Have some consideration. We finished up in the bathroom.
The bathroom is just such a convenient place. When I was first having sexual encounters, so my first ever boyfriend, I actually never had sex with him because obviously, as we know from my actual podcast episode, I was petrified. But I used to be very giving because I was like, look, I'm not giving myself to you fully, but I'll give you as much as I can. So I gave my mouth quite freely. But always my favorite location was always the bathroom because it's so handy to have the little sink there.
Also, you say you gave your mouth quite freely. The same person that I was talking about earlier about rubbing the semen on the thing. Anyway, I was convinced on that job that apparently this famous opera singer used to give blowjobs before she would do a performance, right? Apparently she was called, what was she called? Peggy Babcock, I believe was her name. I feel like people made this. I feel like this was made
No,
up.
there's no way her name is Peggy Babcock.
I've definitely heard the name Peggy Babcock before. I'm looking it up now.
I'm fucking Peggy Babcock because literally I was drinking fucking semen more often than I was drinking water on that tour because I was like, every time I sing, okay, I guess it's time for another blowjob then. I feel like someone was fucking punking me because I was like, yeah, okay, cool. It was just relentless.
Isn't Peggy Bag? Oh, you see, it's a tongue twister, isn't it?
Yeah.
Were you about to say that it was a tongue twister?
Yeah, well, I was trying to say her name and I couldn't do it.
I was told this was an opera singer who would give blowjobs before she had a performance.
Do you know what? We all have rituals.
On that particular show, we did lots of shows a week. So I was performing a lot, if I do say so myself. Sometimes we did 3 shows a day. So make of that what you will.
Clearly it works.
Can we just go back to the part where you said you drank semen more than water? I feel like we skipped over that.
I don't really drink much water. So.
I know.
That's probably still the case today. I'm crap at drinking water. So,
oh my God, if we got you no, this is disgusting. I was going to say one of those ones, the jug with the dip. No, we'll stop.
We're not doing a jug of semen, Dev.
A jug of semen.
That's gone too far. This isn't that kind of podcast.
The semen of a righteous man.
What is that from?
Friends.
Friends. This is a Friends podcast.
Our other best friend Zoe, who will make a little guest appearance with a little voice note a bit later on, cannot bear how little water I drink. So it's probably still the case. Okay, we'll leave Katie. She's researching Peggy Babcock. So we'll leave her to do that.
It's not coming up. I found some opera myths, which I don't think it's real.
It's not real. Someone was punking me. Lucky them.
Lucky them.
Anyway, Dev, let's go in with your next confession.
Okay. I had oral sex with 2 best friends in the space of 2 minutes, and they found out a year later. Yeah, this is a friend of mine, and I had to ask for context. Apparently, it was a house party. She's
drinking more semen than water, too.
Seriously.
She must be a fantastic opera singer.
She's a great singer.
Hang on, she said had oral sex. Is that giving or receiving?
Giving.
Okay, what a shame for her. Continue.
She told me that it was a house party situation, and she was upstairs in a bedroom and hooked up with one friend.
Okay.
He then left. And another one came up later, a couple seconds later. And they just missed each other.
They literally passed each other in the hallway.
And literally her mouth was still agape. And so we just saw his
literally like my legs akimbo. Yeah, next one.
Legs akimbo.
You know what I mean?
It's as if he went for a walk and then someone else just
found himself in her mouth. So
oops. I think the house party thing is it's dangerous.
It is.
Yeah.
I actually don't know what happened when they found out, but I'm presuming
we're going to need more clarification, people.
Please write in.
The next one I was sent was I tried to initiate sex with my boyfriend after we both watched David Attenborough's The Mating Game, and he was very concerned. Why not? The animals were mating, so were you. I don't get it. I don't think I've watched it. I remember once trying to have sex with one of my boyfriends who was a huge football fan during a football match, and he was not about it.
Which is like, this isn't the time.
I was like, you can keep watching, I don't care. But what do you mean? I was in the right fucking mood.
You can keep watching. Imagine.
Yeah, I was like, just watch over my shoulder.
And he's there and he's
I was like, I would just straddle you, just watch over my fucking shoulder, I don't care.
He's just there behind you going, fucking hell, come on, ref, what's going on?
In my like
you might have killed the mood.
I thought it was gonna be like a hot idea, but I was wrong, apparently. But I was like, babe, it's fine. Like, you can just keep watching over my shoulder. And he was like, no. And then I was in a mood because I'd been turned down. And I was young and immature. Now I'd be like, yeah, okay, fine. I get it. Because if I'm like watching something, sometimes I'm like, it's not Netflix and chill like sex. Like, I want to watch the film and then we can have sex. So, you know what I mean? I get it. I'm with you. I apologize for being in the mood that I was all those years ago.
I think, no, the difference is this is my confession. Firstly, and secondly, it's because it's animals having sex, and they're like the mating game is just animals having sex.
Are you giving
us
a confession?
This is a confession.
I'm so excited.
This is me. That's me. That one is me.
That was your confession.
That was me. I was like, I was like, I don't know. I think we were just watching David Attenborough's The Mating Game, and I was like, we're sitting on the couch. I was like, I'll make a move, and my boyfriend was like, this is a weird time considering there's like a bird like sitting on top of another bird.
I love that. I thought you were going, this is my like Usher, this is my confession, and then you were gonna literally like go into a babe, I'm obsessed.
That's it.
Tell your boyfriend what's wrong with him. The animals were mating. You wanted to as well. I am here for it. I'm sorry. I think he is wrong.
I'm here for it.
I don't like to do right or wrong. I'm going to say I think he's wrong. If the birds are having a good time, why can't you?
Exactly. I'm like, come on, it's primal. No,
let's all do it together.
It was great.
The birds, the lions, let's all just have a great fucking time. Dev, I love that. I'm here for the fact that
you're so welcome.
Confession.
Turned on by the mating game.
Lions and tigers and bears, oh my.
I'm going to get that on a t-shirt.
And the next one that I got was I received oral sex during a screening of Dumbo. Because you know what definitely would turn someone on, talking about animals, a flying elephant.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Get your head between my legs. Baby mine. Oh, yeah. Get it. Get that tongue down there right now.
No, this is awful.
Cry. I don't think I've ever had oral sex during a Disney movie, but there's still time. great. I just want to know
That's
what
good.
part of the film, because if it is during baby mine, I'm stressed because
I
that's
mean,
very sad.
No,
Dumbo's sad. Maybe they needed cheering up. Maybe she's like, I'm sad, please.
but I'm just curious, like, forgive me for like my ignorance, but how would you like introduce that like while you're watching this movie? Like, imagine leaning over to the person next to you and just being like, I'm really turned on, or like, or initiating that. It's just the step before that I'm finding it hard to get to.
Well,
like,
listen, I've definitely like, I would say that receiving oral sex is the thing that I have done least in weird places. I have had sex. We're going to get onto that. I have had sex in many a weird place. I have definitely been fingered, actually, which ties in with our next confession, actually, in many a weird place. I've given blowjobs in weird places, but I just feel like it's logistically a bit more difficult.
Yeah.
So it's the thing I've done least in public. But the next one was, my train was on fire coming back from Edinburgh to London, and I managed to get fingered during the delay. Well, listen, Edinburgh to London is a really long journey. So how long was the delay? Because what were you being fingered for 7 hours?
Can you imagine?
Just like jogging those fingers.
No, surely they didn't say for the duration of the delay.
They didn't. They just said, well, she just said managed to get fingered during the delay. I mean, that's a long journey anyway. You didn't need a delay.
No, I know.
I'd
You could have been fingered about 25 times.
In the 4 hour 45, whatever the journey is.
Long old time.
Listen, the train was on fire. So was her vagine.
A vagine.
Like, if it's taking more than like, what's
like,
too long?
You can only finger me during the delay. When the train starts moving again, it's over.
So the train was on fire at some point. So they were stopped. And whilst there's got to be something exciting about thinking that this might be your dying breath. You know, the rest of the train might catch a light and you've got to think, well, it's now or never, baby.
Do you think that's what it was?
I think it must
Dev,
be.
weren't you on the train?
I was on the train. So I do know these people.
Was it a life or death situation?
No, it was just we just had no information for a very long time. I was there. I wasn't partaking in this. I just knew.
Did they move, or did they do it like while they were opposite you? Or
Yeah.
While they were opposite you?
They were sitting opposite me, and I didn't realize it was happening until like maybe I'm gonna guess midway through. So I was like, I'm just gonna go politely excuse myself to the bathroom for a long time.
Were they eyes closed? Were they eyes open?
No, it was very chill.
Contact with you?
No, I don't think I was participating. Was I involved? Did I get late? Was this a threesome?
I think it was.
I think I was involved. No, honestly, I just sort of was like, okay, I think that something's happening. I'm just gonna like make up an excuse and leave. And then, that turns out to be what it was.
You know what? The word fingered gives me the ick a bit, which is silly. I don't know why.
I would have to agree.
I don't know. Because I feel like blowjob is like such a polite term.
See, I think this might be a northern thing that I'm going to deliver right now, but we used to call it poking in school.
Instead of fingering?
Yeah, so it used to be called like, oh, can I poke you? Like,
no.
Don't you feel like the words of like things that are done to like women and vulva owners are just so much worse?
Horrendous. Like, oh, he poked me. I was like, why are we even doing this?
Fingered and like eaten out, licked out. I'm like, we deserved better.
Wait, have you seen?
Introduce the new vocab.
We deserve better than this. Okay, I'm going to read out the last one that I got sent in and I'm going to leave it to everyone else. I accidentally wore my soiled clean-up sex shirt on a transatlantic flight to visit my friend and her family and didn't notice until my friend asked why there were weird white splotches on my t-shirt. What do you mean a sex shirt? Don't you just use tissue or like a wipe?
Maybe this is what, like from Katie's bed situation where it's like soiled and just, like, there's just like a soiled t-shirt at the end.
Semen everywhere.
Just get yourself a cloth. I just feel like your clothes deserve better.
I love that your concern here is for the clothes. You're like, guys, to think of the
Always,
shirt.
you know I'm obsessed with clothes. But also that you didn't notice. That's when I'd be like, surely something smelled a bit funky. Because like, it smells weird.
It is pungent. It is a pungent scent. And I just think
transatlantic, it's not a short flight.
That's a long old flight.
That is a long haul with a meal flight.
And I want to know what they told their friend. They're like, it's toothpaste. And they're like, well, it doesn't smell minty.
You would have to know that that's the shirt that you use for that. Otherwise, I wouldn't just look at a shirt and be like, oh, immediately that's what that is.
Listen, it's a no from me. Stop using your clothes. Just grab yourself a nice little cloth.
Kleenex.
Or even just a fancy little hanky, if you will.
This is a gross sidestep.
A sex cloth.
Yeah, but I have a lot of male and penis donor friends, I'll say. And honestly, some of the places that they've told me that they've, even when they're masturbating, where they've finished.
People love
disgusting.
to come in a sock.
No, but not even under a rug.
Under a rug?
Yeah.
The rug.
No.
Under one rug in their family home.
What?
As in, that was just like
Right
the
under
spot.
it.
Because then they could just cover it back up and they just ignored it. Honestly.
Oh, that is hell.
No, but the sock was always a big one.
Sock is a big one. And I'm like, but you can just come into a tissue.
There was like a hat.
Socks are expensive.
Like a beanie hat.
Into the hat?
Into the beanie hat and then would wash
then
it.
they wore it.
No. Just really impractical places where I'm like, I guess it's anything that's in the vicinity. The rug for me is the worst.
The rug is fantastic.
That's the worst one. Peach, can we tell the London Bridge in the hand story?
Yes. So our friend, she was giving someone a blowjob on either Tower Bridge or London Bridge. I can't remember. And she was like, well, you're not coming in my mouth. She didn't want to swallow, right? That was the story. She was like, I'm not swallowing today.
Yeah. She thought he was going to come like on the wall or just like let it go on the floor or something. And he came into his hand. And I was like, what? He like cupped his hand and like caught the cum. And she's like, yeah. I was like, why?
Dirty hand.
You were outside.
And then you've got to like wipe it on the bridge.
Imagine him trying to hold her hand after.
Okay, I'm moving on to our next voice note, which is in from my lovely guest from season 1, Kush.
So I was having sex with a girl and we were having lots of flirty banter and then her phone started ringing, so I told her to answer it. She nearly did, but then she just let it ring out. A text then came through, which I told her to read whilst I was inside of her. And she did, and then suddenly she screams out, my granddad has just died.
Not this.
Oh no, honey, no.
You don't want that news while someone's inside you.
I think this has to be a lesson to all. Let's just
Put our phones
leave the phones to one side.
Absolutely.
No, I've heard several stories of people checking their phone during sex. Not me, but a lot of my friends have and have been caught.
Well, Duncan had a story on our episode about when he lost his virginity. He was told to call his friend, didn't he? So,
I mean, to be fair, actually, I don't know why I'm talking, because I have actually answered phones and had conversations whilst people have been inside me. I am ashamed to say that may have happened with my grandparents on more than one occasion.
Stop.
I remember being younger and thinking that was like fun to like try not to react to what was happening in the minute whilst you were on the phone. It's not something I would do now.
I used to love that life. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, listen, no one wants to hear that. So I'm very sorry to whoever sent that confession in. Okay, Dev, do you want to give your next one?
I had sex with someone and didn't know how to ask them to leave in the morning, so I pretended I had rugby practice, brackets, dressed up in a fake rugby kit, and walked her to the station, did a few laps, and then went home.
It's the commitment for me.
I love that one.
It is the commitment to the full-on outfit. That
and the fact that there was a rugby outfit ready to go for the lie.
And Dev, again, I know you know this person. Do they play rugby?
Not like regularly.
Right, would they have had a rugby outfit ready to go? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It was believable enough, but that is honestly, it's just the commitment to like, just say, have a nice day. No, I guess I don't know what.
Literally say I'm going to meet a friend.
Anything.
Literally, I'm meeting a friend for coffee, meeting a friend for breakfast. Sorry, I've got to clean my kitchen. Please, can you leave? Why the rugby? This is why I don't stay the night. So that no one has to deal with this
I was going to say,
situation.
maybe it was a thing where it's like, I'm trying to find something to do that like I wouldn't feel awkward not inviting you to. So like, but the parents thing would work.
It's like in Bridesmaids where that guy is like, I really want you to leave, but I don't want to sound like a dick. Or whatever it is that he says. But I'm here for that story. I think that's fucking brilliant.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to play one now from Natasha.
My friend brought a guy home on a night out but called me round to help as she was having problems with him leaving. I arrived and asked what happened, and she said she'd run out of lollipops to stick up his arse, which her fella had requested, but now he was searching the flat for more things to use, and this was too much for her at this point, so the night ended prematurely.
I mean, I love this. I'm at a loss for... Wait,
why did you have so many lollipops in your house? What do you mean you'd run out?
I reckon she offered that, or they offered, whoever offered it. I reckon they were like, if you want it, I've got lollipops. Or maybe they were like, I like to put phallic shaped things. What do you have? What you got?
What have you got?
Yeah.
What have you got? And she's gone.
Lollipops. I've got lollipops. And also run out. How many are up
fabs.
there? Also, you're thinking Fab Lolly. I'm thinking like Chubba Chup.
I was thinking Chubba Chubba too.
I think it's ice lollies.
Do you know who this is?
I don't
It's just Steven.
Is it you?
It's Steven, isn't it?
Poor old Steven's going to kill me. He's the friend who's got the friend.
The friend.
So it was ice lollies. Okay, great. How many ice lollies were up this person's arse?
I think it was a couple of boxes, but obviously they melted. They melted. I think
there's 8 in a box.
I don't know the amount that were in the boxes. It might have been like just a small pack. I don't know if he knows the brand of.
Yeah, we need to know the brand.
Hold on. So there was like multiple at one time, or they would melt and then they would use the next one.
They would melt and then they would use the next one.
Okay. So I had this vision of like 8 ice lollies being. Which, listen, if you like things up your arse, fucking props to you. I wish that I did. But like, and I wish that I could take that.
Yeah, no, not all at one time.
Okay.
But I think there were a lot of discarded.
I mean, good for them for knowing what they like. I'm here for that.
Do you know what I mean? It's niche, but I'm here for it.
What would they have used if they didn't have the ice lollies?
That's a good question. I'll have to get back to you on that one.
Okay, I'm going to move on to this next one from my previous guest, Sam.
My girlfriend and I were having sex in the showers in the gym in our apartment block, and a lady came into the room. We freaked out and both slipped badly. Unfortunately, I came at that exact moment, which weirdly shot straight into my girlfriend's ear and also onto the shower head. So there was cum all over the place, mixed in with the blood that was coming from my arm from where I'd just fallen. Our clothes were outside of the shower we were in, and after we started laughing, the lady standing outside grabbed our clothes and chucked them over the shower door on top of us. She then left while shouting, "Fucking kids."
I mean, he read that very beautifully, I have to say.
No, right. My girlfriend and I were having sex at the gym. Fucking kids.
That's phenomenal.
Who's to say they're kids? I feel like that's something I'll probably still be doing when I'm about 60.
Oh yeah, with the chair.
I can't get my head around
I
that.
like
That's
to think that
brilliant.
the cum that went onto the shower head was then just like spraying out.
That is also a lot of semen.
That's also just an exceptional story.
It's fantastic. Imagine.
It's the ear.
I wish I had one that was that
it's
good.
It's the ear for me.
It's the ear, yeah, because that's a tricky place to get it out of as well.
I'm here for
What?
it. I don't even have anything to say about that story. I think that's fucking great.
No, round of applause for that one. Standing ovation.
Yeah,
You
well
have left
done.
us speechless.
Round of applause, fucking kids. And the last one that we have from previous Sex on the Beach guests is from Duncan.
An early sexual relationship hidden from parents often meant sex in the back seat. So, I went to a car park and proceeded to start having sex. Lights then pulled up against the windows, but I encouraged my partner to continue, and we did until the tap on the window came. Cue opening the door to 3 police officers, and after a brief initial chat, a WPC then suggested, "Sir, I think this would be better if you put your pants back on." Thankfully a caution and no record, though I lived in fear for months as her dad was in fact a detective.
Oh no.
No. You would just be in fear forever, right? Like, that's terrifying. And listen, having sex in a car, I mean, I've had sex in, like, I've spoken about before, I fucking love giving blowjobs in cars, but like, I've had sex in like a few cars, and having car sex is stressful enough because there's just never enough space. You're like, you know what I mean, fumbling around trying to avoid gear sticks and shit. Not the one. I've never been caught by police though.
Is that not part of the fun
Still
though?
time, honey.
I was gonna say, it's not as part of the fun is the idea of
Yeah,
getting
but not by the
caught, right?
police. Like, I don't want to risk arrest. I'm still living in anxiety about there being CCTV. We're going to get onto it.
It's a possibility that could happen for you.
We'll get there. Dev, would you like to give us your last confession?
I would. Okay. I was exploring my sexuality in uni. In brackets, I'm a cis woman. and hooked up with the girl at GAY late. She asked me to come home with her, and I said yes until I found out she didn't live near a tube stop. Hashtag no tube, no boob.
Oh my God, so that's her ick. Not living near a tube. Neither do I, darling.
It's a middle-class ick.
Hashtag middle-class ick, indeed.
I just like the idea of like, I'm willing to explore my sexuality up until it means exploring the outer boroughs.
Unless we have to get onto a train.
Yeah, I don't want to have full cell service at all times. I want to be underground thinking about my choices.
Katie, I think you've got one more too, right?
I
And then we've
do.
got our two from Zoe, and then we will move on to today's questions.
Got asked out on a date by a girl I really fancied. So when she suggested coming back to mine, I was keen. Everything went really well. We were very drunk, and after sex, as I fell asleep, I couldn't feel the condom to take off.
You love these stories.
But I thought I must have done it by muscle memory. Only the next day, after mentioning I couldn't see it on the floor, did I get a text from the girl at work saying she'd found it still inside her. Cue some Googling. This isn't actually that rare.
The next day?
The next day?
I get stressed out enough that semen is still coming out for like the next day. It must be right up there. Goodness.
For a day.
God, these women have phenomenal vaginas to just go around hiding things in there.
The pelvic strength is just unmatched.
You love a stuck condom story, apparently. They're all the confessions.
My fave.
There we go. Google. We love Google. Apparently not that rare. Okay, we've got two from our other best friend, Zoe, who could not join us today. So she's an honorary guest and she has sent in two confessions. Again, not hers. I've given them to her. Here we go.
On New Year's Eve, I drunkenly went back to a colleague's house. I was on top and mid-sex, I realised I needed to vomit. I tried to get up and go to the bathroom, but he was so in the moment that he held me on top of him and, yep, you guessed it, I lost control and vomited all over his chest mid-sex. Oh my God.
No.
Just so awful.
That's not your fault, hun. You tried.
Honey, you tried. You did what you could, and he has to take that in his stride because that is
He
all
held
on him.
onto you like a fucking bronco, darling. There's nothing you could have done.
Maybe he was into it.
Anyway, we can't wait for us to all spend New Year's Eve together. We'll see if we come back with any stories like that in the new year. The last one is short, but I'm actually obsessed with it. Here we go.
My girlfriend asked me to role play with her. She was the patient, I was the doctor. She starts off, "What would you like me to do for you, doctor?" The first thing that comes out of my mouth, "I'm going to need you to fill out some paperwork first."
Fantastic.
Not to refer to Friends again, but it's giving Mike going to rip open the packaging materials.
They're committing to it.
I'd go ahead with that. I feel like he's so committed to the task at hand that he is fully in character, and I'm a bit here for that.
He's creating a world.
I was thinking they were going to go straight into like sexy doctor and patient, but he's actually like, oh no, we're doing actual doctor and patient.
No, it'd be funnier if
get
it was
in the
like,
zone.
if he went full like Grey's Anatomy. It was like, code! So, just went for the drama, right?
Do you know what? Like, funny dirty talk is actually fucking great. I'm here for it. I love a bit of role play, so I think that's fucking great. Good for you both. And congrats on the commitment. We love to see it. Does anyone have any confessions they would personally like to share before we move on to the questions?
I'm going to do mine because then that's going to set off my favourite one of yours.
Oh God.
Perfect.
Okay.
I already gave my David Attenborough one, so I'm
no,
good.
actually, it's going to bump on. You need to do two following on from mine.
Okay.
Go.
Let's go with it happened a few years ago at a Christmas party. And I came out of the toilet and saw a guy that I have previously sort of had relations with. And we kind of both looked at each other because it was a unisex layout and he came out of the toilet opposite. It was just perfect. So I just kind of, in my drunken state, thrust him back into the toilet, followed suit. And we did proceed to have very short sex from my recollection in the toilet. But it was really interesting. Things just go flying everywhere. I think I propped myself on the sink, felt the sink give way a little bit underneath me. The tap light came on at some point as well because it was like a push down tap. So that was sort of like going off around my arse area, and it was all just a lot. And then it's kind of one of those things where, because I was so drunk, I actually don't know how it ended. I don't know how we both suddenly decided that we were going to stop. But enough was enough, and that's how it ended.
Maybe he needed to go for a walk.
Maybe.
What are the two stories? Is the one the walls falling down?
I want to know the walls falling down, and then
oh yeah, it's coming. There's a question that's going to relate to it, so don't worry. So the second story will come later. I know we're waiting for this story. It's stressing me out. But anyway, yeah, I've told this story before, that I had sex in the club toilet and the walls fell down. The flimsy little walls. They weren't floor to ceiling walls. They were those silly little partition walls. It was at a club in Barking. It doesn't exist anymore.
Because of this issue, they've had to shut it down.
No.
All I can envision is those old-fashioned like things that women used to get changed behind. I just imagine one of those covering you whilst you went to the toilet.
No, it was like, those little walls that are almost like school toilets, those little walls that are like propped up on legs. And they just like fell apart. It was mad. I just pulled my pants up and like literally hot-footed it out of there. I was like, not about that life. But also, I have had sex in toilets around the country as well as dressing rooms.
Look, they're all doing it, hun.
We're all doing it.
They just don't talk about it.
They don't go on podcasts.
They don't talk about it publicly on a podcast, so now everyone knows. Good for me. Right. We're moving into the questions. It's fine. The first question is, weirdest place you've ever had sex. Okay, a couple of weeks ago, I had sex on a fucking night bus, okay? I know they've been waiting for me to say this publicly for the whole time we've been recording. Yes, I had sex on a night bus. Yes, I am terrified there's CCTV and that I'm going to be on fucking BBC News, woman in nighty, because we all know that my going out attire is very nighty-ish. Woman in nighty has sex on the N. I'm not going to say the number of the bus. Okay, it happened. And that's that.
When you told us the story for the first time, I had so many logistical questions that I still don't feel like I've wrapped my head around. I don't know how it was initiated. I don't know how it was made.
Yeah, because it was like you sat on top,
I sat on top. Again, it was short because there were not people on the top deck, and then there were, and then it ended. No one finished. It was not the best sex of anyone's life, but it has happened.
I've just got to say kudos to this guy for actually getting hard in this
How
scenario,
dare you?
because I think most men and penis owners would struggle with that.
Interesting. I'm more surprised that it got in me without lube, because I'm normally a challenge. So clearly the situation.
Clearly the night bus was doing it for you, hun. Clearly.
So there we go. I don't know. Weirdest place? Probably. Who fucking knows? There we go, guys. I had sex on the fucking night bus. Weirdest place you've ever had sex? Your turn.
I did it in the cellar of a bar. Oh no, I actually did it at my theatre school.
That's okay.
That's fine.
I feel like everyone had sex
in the bathroom.
Really? I mean, listen, at Italia Conti, I'm saying the name. I don't even care. They were all doing it.
Scrap that one then. The weirdest place I did it was in the cellar of a bar.
The thing that's making me laugh is I'm picturing you in a cellar looking at the wines because you actually know wine and being like, oh my God, like a 97 La Pop. Like, why are you doing this? Like, that's what you're using for stimulation. Like,
oh, a 2011 Barolo. Can I taste that?
Devika, your turn.
Mine, I mean, I feel like I'm Rachel when everyone's doing this in Friends, and she's like, the foot of the bed. No, I had, I'm trying to think. I probably like outside one of my family homes. I won't say which one, but outside a family home, because I was with my dad. So I obviously couldn't.
Sorry?
No, sorry. It was me and my boyfriend and my dad were in one house. And I was like, I just felt more comfortable being outside of the house. So that was it.
Fair.
That makes sense.
Okay. Next question. Describe your sexual personality in 3 words.
Oh.
I would say liberal, loud, and that's a much harder question. And I knew this question was coming and I didn't think about it. Present.
Oh, I like that.
Oh, lovely.
I'm going to go with, I got told that this is my personality by one of my friends. There's a term called pillow princess that I had never heard before. That's 2 words. I would go with like maybe passive pillow princess, which basically just means your head never leaves the pillow during sex. I was like, I'll take that. I love it.
You're fucking owning it, and I love that.
I love it so much.
Yeah.
I'm like, that's it.
I think I'd actually change one of mine to passionate. She's a passionate lover. Liberal, passionate, present. I'm always very in the moment. Casey?
I think I would have to say aggressive, kinky, and loud.
Oh my God, I just feel so bad for your brother. I'm just picturing what your brother had to listen to, and I'm so stressed.
Sounds like a murder scene.
So there we go.
Correct.
Next question is, what is number 1 on your sexual bucket list right now? So as we heard from Kaylee earlier, after my episode with Kaylee, my best friends then bought me a Satisfier for my birthday. And it is, I mean, I fucking love my whole sex toy collection. However, the Satisfier has changed my life. And I mean, I could defo orgasm in about 8 seconds. Now, the issue here is I'm less asked about having sex with people because it's so good. So actually, my sexual bucket list is that the next time I have sex, I'm going to get the Satisfier involved. That sounds really lame, but listen, I've ticked a lot of shit off the fucking sexual bucket list. There's not really much left. So this is on my bucket list right now, is next time I have sex with someone, the Satisfier is getting involved, but I feel like I might die because it's so intense, right?
If
the
that's not like the
orgasm is
best.
so intense, and I feel like if it's all going on at once, I might die. I'll let you know, or I won't, because but that's number 1 on my list, as in the next time I have sex, that's what I'm going to do.
They need to sponsor you or something. Like, that's the best review I've
and
ever
just
heard.
send me every updated version.
Fantastic.
Katie or Deb, go for it.
I want to go to a sex party.
Great. We've said we're going to do that in the new year.
Yeah.
2023.
That's fantastic.
The year that I attend a sex party. Yeah.
Have fun.
The bucket list is going to get ticked.
Bring the Satisfier to the sex party.
Oh my God, right, yeah.
I'm not anti it. I'm not anti it.
I'll get one too. We can go. We can
The
go
Satisfier
together. We'll be the
sisters.
Satisfier sisters.
Dev?
I was going to say, like, part of me is always just intrigued by the whole Mile High Club situation because I don't know how that would
Love
work.
that. It's very small. It's a very small
Yes.
space. Again, it's one of those things I think you do for the experience. You
I
know?
agree. Because also, like, I feel like when you, like me, when you started having, like, sex later in life, you're a little bit like, ooh, all of those things that everyone did when they were younger and stupid. I'm like, I want to do them all. Like, hot tub.
Airplane toilets are kind of gross, but it's still a thrill, you know? So even just trying not to get caught having both left your seats and all of that shit, there's just not much space. It's kind of an in and out situation, but you're like, tick, which is what a bucket list is for.
I'll have my iPad playing the mating game. And then.
Brilliant. Okay.
Crucial.
Are we ready? Fuck, marry, or kill, oral sex, missionary, and doggy style.
Ugh, easy.
Oh, okay. Go on then.
So, fuck oral,
Okay.
marry doggy,
Yeah.
and kill missionary.
But you like an advanced version of missionary. What will you
Yeah, but
do?
it's the
That's
eagle.
that's your favorite position.
As a technicality,
I think I consider all of those positions just developed missionaries. Do you know what I mean?
well, that's how we work around it.
Okay,
We work
interesting.
around the technicality.
Obviously, I'm fucking marrying oral sex. We all know. But I am struggling with the other two because I think they're both great.
I'd go marry missionary.
Yeah, of course you would.
I think.
Pillow princess.
Yeah, I would, because I don't want to leave the pillow. Have you guys seen that stand-up where the woman says that, like, convincing men and penis owners that bondage is sexy is, like, the best thing that women have done? Because it's like, oh no, I can't move. You have to do all the work.
Oh no, tie me up.
You said that before. I was like, that's my favorite thing.
Do you fancy
ever.
tying me up again?
Oh no, a gag?
Oh, no.
I can't do it.
I just love when you handcuff me to the bed and I can't move. I'm obsessed.
Strap me in, daddy.
I don't know. I fucking love both of those positions.
Why don't you have
That's
an
really hard.
open marriage with one? Is that a thing?
I'm going to maybe fuck missionary and kill doggy style, but I fucking love doggy style. So listen, it's no insult to you, doggy. I'm sorry. Last question. Who would be in your dream orgy? silence from the board.
Margot Robbie.
Oh my God, me too. But also Megan Fox.
Definitely.
All of mine immediately went to Women Evolve owners.
I'm going to go with Milo Ventimiglia from Gilmore Girls. The guy that played Jess.
Ooh.
So hot.
Okay, interesting. Also, all of the boyfriends in Jane the Virgin.
Yeah.
Because I'm obsessed with
Yes.
them. Oh.
Yes.
My order would be I'd be Jane the Virgin with all of the characters who played her boyfriends.
But it would be Peach the Sket.
Peach the Sket and all of Jane the Virgin's partners.
That's brilliant.
That's a tough one.
Yeah. Hugh Jackman has got to go in there.
But you also don't know how people would like mesh together.
I know. I was literally thinking you would just be planning out the like logistics of an orgy.
That might be one we might have to give some thinking and come back to. But I guess there's some ideas.
Yeah, definitely.
I would also go for like season 4 Chandler. Not Matthew Perry, specifically season 4 Chandler.
Listen, some of us could be dropping names of people we know. Before we go down that route, let's fucking move on because that could get very stressful. Okay, are we ready for the niche would you rathers before we wrap this fucking Christmas confessional up?
Yep.
Would you rather receive oral from someone with a mouthful of hot sauce or from someone who uses their teeth like a lot?
Uses their teeth a lot.
I mean, I've burned my taste buds in my mouth due to like excessive chili and hot sauce. So I don't know if that would translate to down there, but part of me thinks that I'm like immune to hot sauce.
I've used like Tingle Lube before and I literally thought my entire puss was on fire.
No, I'm intrigued, but I want to do that. I want to try it.
You want to try the hot sauce?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, babe. Okay. Oh, fucking K. Okay.
You let me know how that goes.
Let us know.
Add in the note section. Dev has died.
Dev is dead. Peach is dead. She tried the Satisfier during sex. Everyone's dead. Okay, I would probably choose the hot sauce as well. I'm not here for the listen, I don't want to do it like Dev. Don't give me that look. I'm choosing the lesser of what I think is two evils. The teeth, I've already had the fucking McDonald's milkshake situation. I don't want to go down that route again with teeth. Okay.
What if it kills all of the nerves in your...
If that didn't, nothing is going to. So there are 8 to 10,000 nerve endings down there. At least one will remain.
One will survive.
And listen, sometimes people can't even find one of the 10,000. So I'm not worried about it. Okay. Would you rather never be able to have sex again, or every time you drink water, there's a little drop of pee in it? I don't drink water, not a problem for me.
Yeah. But I'll just stop drinking water.
Yeah, same.
Lucozade it is.
What a great question. Yeah, I'd go for the water.
Zoe, bless her, could never. She drinks more water than anyone I've ever known in my life. So Zoe, get back to us on that one because we need to hear from someone who likes to be severely hydrated at all times of the day. Okay. Would you rather cry every single time you have sex or emit a blood-curdling scream at the time of climax? I cry after sex every now and again.
I already do the blood-curdling scream.
I'm quite loud, but it's not a blood-curdling scream. I've cried a few times. I would go with the scream.
I would go with the scream.
I'd go with the crying.
Interesting. Very.
I just feel like that would just...
She's just lying there on her pillow crying.
I'm crying into the pillow. Just like...
No, I can't.
Brilliant. Would you rather only get horny in deeply inappropriate situations or never get horny again? Well, listen, what are we calling a deeply inappropriate situation? I'm pretty sure I get horny in inappropriate situations already.
I'm picking that.
Yeah.
What's the deeply inappropriate
Dev's already
situation?
horny watching animals.
Dev, I get it. If they're having sex, so am I.
Honestly, I don't think it was anything to do with the animals. It's David Attenborough's voice that did it for you.
Yeah. Gets me right where I need to be.
Okay, so we're all going for the deeply inappropriate situations. Okay, would you rather be able to give all of your partners multiple orgasms or have them give you multiple orgasms? I'm being selfish. Give them
I'm
to
taking
me.
it.
I'm a hypocrite because I remember another podcast when I'd done a would you rather, and it was would you rather only foreplay or only penetration? And a couple of men and penis owners that I know said only penetration. I was like, well, that's selfish because you know that basically only 18% of women come from penetration. So you're basically saying that you're happy never giving women an orgasm ever again. And here I am being like, nope, you can give me the multiple orgasms.
Definitely.
So I'm a hypocrite. I own it.
I'll lie. If they want another one, I'll happily lie there and they can just then give themselves more.
And I'll like cheer them on.
Yeah.
Go on,
Little
babe.
cheerleader dance, get your pom-poms
That looks
out.
fucking great. Keep going. Oh, yeah.
Give me a C. Give me a U. Give me a What do we got?
Listen, after the orgasm gap, I'm sorry, we deserve it. We deserve it. We deserve the
Agreed.
multiple orgasms. We're taking it. Okay, this. Okay. Would you rather shout, I love you, mum, every time you orgasm, or shout, R.I.P. Prince Philip every time you orgasm? R.I.P. Prince Philip? I don't care for the royals. I'm choosing that one.
Yeah, but do you think then the person that you're having sex
I'll
with
let them know.
That you don't like the royals.
No, I'll let them know that's what I'm going to say. When I orgasm. I'll be like, hey, listen, I did this fucking would you rather thing. And now every time I orgasm, I've been forced to say R.I.P. Prince Philip. So just FYI.
Yeah.
Or I just let them experience it and see what their reaction is. R.I.P. Prince Philip.
I think we should all go away and do it the next time we do it and report back.
Oh
on
my
how
God,
it
let's
goes.
do it. Everyone out there, I would like next time you orgasm to shout R.I.P. Prince Philip. Sorry, any royalists out there, if you find this disrespectful, it was not my question. Do not blame me. And report back on how your partner reacted.
No, I reckon do one of each.
Everyone out there, we'd like you to give it a go and report back. Are we all choosing R.I.P. Prince Philip?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, great. Would you rather use mayonnaise as lube or ketchup as lube?
Oh no.
You thought the second option was going to be better, didn't you? I saw the face.
Mayo.
Ketchup, sweeter.
Oh, what
Tangy
about,
though, isn't it? Blech. Mayonnaise is more creamy. Blech. I can't. It's gonna.
are you tasting it?
Whatever you're using, it's curdling.
It's curdling though.
When it gets mixed with everyone's cum.
Oh. Like you thought this through. Okay, wait.
Mayo is egg. It's the fact that mayo is egg that I can't get on board.
Eggs with eggs.
Oh God.
T-Fame. I'm choosing ketchup.
Katie, you're in your family home.
We're a very liberal household. I had very loud sex and my brother congratulated him and welcomed him to the family.
I'm here for that.
I then also
I'm fucking
forgot
here
to
for
say
that.
that when I asked him for a drink, when my dad was sat in the kitchen, I shouted through and said, Mike, do you want a drink? And my brother went, yeah, I think he needs to do some rehydration.
Tell him if he had water, it's got a drop of pee in it. I'm choosing ketchup. I'm sorry, because what am I doing with the lube? If I'm using my mouth anywhere near it, it's sweeter. And it just isn't made of egg, which just for some reason gives me the ick. They both do. It might feel a bit gross because it's tangy AF, but I'm choosing ketchup.
Yeah, I might have to agree with you. Yeah.
Mayo's just a bit too close in like consistency and colour to some of the other stuff.
Yeah.
I'm sticking with it.
Okay.
Enjoy.
Listen, we love a difference of opinion. Would you rather have sex with Thomas the Tank Engine on in the background every time you have sex, or intense thrash metal? Oh, the metal.
Metal.
I'd go with Thomas.
What?
No.
I can ignore that. Easy. Easy ignore Thomas. It's actually a new theme tune now, though. I don't know if I can remember it. I used to watch it all the time.
No, it's because they have faces, right? Like I don't want to.
Thomas's Adventures.
I don't want to look at the faces of the trains. It's scary.
Intense. Well, how was it having sex to gangster rap?
It was all right.
Listen, we all know that
I think the metal might kill me, though.
I always have sex to Scary Pocket, so just so they know that when I go to their concert in June. Okay, so Kate, you're Thomas the Tank Engine. Me and Dev, intense thrash metal.
Intense metal.
Okay, last one. Would you rather never wank again or never have sex again?
Oh, Christ.
Right? I mean, I would choose never wank, but I would be sad for the rest of my fucking life.
I think I would have to. Yeah. Yeah, I guess. But
I was gonna say, like, I don't have the highest sex drive, so I think I could get away with like just having sex.
Okay.
Wait, so what are you picking?
She's picking never wank again.
Yeah.
What are you picking?
I'm picking never wank again because...
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's hard, hey? Because I literally do that multiple times a day. I say I have to orgasm like 2 times a day to just fucking keep going on with my day, but if I've got a day where I'm not doing much, I probably wank about 6 or 7 times. And I probably wouldn't have sex that many times. But the Satisfyer is done in 8 seconds. I'm not even joking.
You've got 8 seconds a day. You got multiple.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I pick. Yeah. I'll go. We'll do a hat trick.
That is a horrendous question, and I hate the person who sent that in. Please, before you go, can you tell the edging story?
Oh God. Yeah.
Because this is
okay.
related to wanking.
Yeah, no. So
it's my fault. I'm sorry.
After it really is. So after the whole story on edging, I think it was with Kaylee?
Yeah, with Kaylee.
After the whole edging story, I was doing it the other day. I thought, let me give this a go. Let me see how it goes. And it was, quite frankly, the most tragic experience of my entire life. So I got to the point where I thought, right, okay, yeah, no, I'm nearly there. As I was ready to then take my toy away, I orgasmed.
Left it too long.
But I'd left it too long. So it wasn't like my full on like normal explosive orgasm. It was just a really pitiful throb. So like whenever I finish, I don't know if it's the same for everybody, but whenever I finish, my vagina
keep pulsing for a while.
Yeah. So it was like the gentle pulses,
the tail end of it
go on afterwards. The tail end
was the whole thing.
It was just that.
No,
the whole thing.
Honestly, you got to know when to stop.
I text you immediately and said, "Not sure this edge and malarkey's for me."
Someone that I was hooking up with recently, they were going down on me and I kept getting really close, and then they were like changing what they were doing, and I thought they were edging me, or they would like stop. So like I was like, I'm gonna come, and then they were like stopping or like pausing and then doing something else, and I was like, they've heard me talk about edging 500 million times. I get it. They've taken it on board. I'm here for it. Were they? No.
No.
I mentioned it and they were like, I wasn't trying to do that. I was like, cool, unintentional edging.
Oh no.
We're conscious Katie Faye has to leave. She's got to go for a Christmas dinner.
So sorry, everybody.
So wholesome considering.
But thank you for joining today.
Thank you for having us.
For having me.
And thank you for both of your stellar episodes earlier in the season, and for coming on and indulging in the Christmas confessional, because I couldn't have done it with anyone else.
Truly honored.
It has been a pleasure, and you are amazing for putting all of this together. Congrats on the final episode.
Woo!
I'm so proud of you.
Sex on the Beach, season 1.
Season 1, baby.
Absolutely bloody shocking. If you've made it this far with me today, there you have it. This was your Christmas confessional. And forgive me, Father Christmas, because I absolutely have sinned. But I'm okay with it, and I own it. And that's what I want us to keep doing as we move into further seasons of Sex on the Peach. I want us to keep removing judgment, removing shame, and keeping our conversations open, educational, fun, informative, honest, and keep making spaces where we can all feel free and liberated in all of our own conversations and experiences surrounding sex. Thank you so much for Katie and Dev for joining me today and rifling through that with me. I couldn't have done it with anyone else. And thank you so much to everyone who has joined me on the Sex on the Peach journey so far. I see you, I'm grateful to have you, and I can only hope that you will also be joining me for season 2 very shortly. Until then, thanks for coming. Thank you for tuning in to Sex on the Peach today, and I hope that you enjoyed this week's episode. You can find and follow me on Instagram, YouTube and TikTok at Sex on the Peach Cast, and you can also get in touch with me at sexonthepeachcast@gmail.com. Please do continue to like, share, subscribe, rate and review wherever you listen to your podcasts, and I'll see you next week. Love.